This one here I caught earlier in the week. I don't even see, yeah, you can't even see him. I caught this one earlier in the week. He was 5 pounds, 22 inches. My daughter caught this one. This one is 6 pounds, 24 inches. And last night, one of my nephews caught this one. This is a pike, 29 inches, 4 pounds. And I caught this pike, which is 28 inches, and it was 3.5 pounds. And then we finished out our limit with these 3 bass here for yesterday. And we also, the day before, I got this nice yellow perch. So tomorrow we're going to be eating these fish here in the fish fry and these 2 pike. This bass, I will be filleting him up tonight and giving that to my daughter so that she can take it home and bake it, whatever she wants to do with her fish. But tomorrow I'll be giving her that. She just didn't know how to fillet a fish yet. I will be teaching her. Good afternoon. My name's Tom. I come to you from the great state of Maine. I've been fishing and hunting this state since I was knee-high to a grasshopper. I think you can see right behind me, got a picture on the wall. I was 7 years old with my first big brook trout. About 14 inches long. I thought I'd caught a whale. Anyways, get your coffee. What's today going to be about? We're going to talk about knots. Fishing knots, to be exact. It's not going to be complicated. As all of you know in this channel, nothing irritates me anymore than people on YouTube that make this stuff look and sound more complicated than it needs to be. It doesn't need to be that way. The motto of this channel is keep it simple, stupid. I don't care if I'm in the boat. I don't care if I'm deer hunting. I don't care if I'm up here in the reloading room. Especially in today's age, you get on YouTube and start looking around and they have complicated absolutely everything that was taken for granted 25 years ago. And you just took for granted that the guy you was fishing with knew how to tie a fishing knot or knew how to tie the boat down on the truck. It was just one of those things where, and we all used the same knots. I don't care if I was tying on my uncle's boat or he was tying on my boat. We used the same knot because there wasn't this confusion that you need to know 1,000 different knots in order for you to succeed in the great outdoors. Well, I'm here to tell you that in 50 years of fishing, I used the same knot to tie my boat on that I was taught with when I was a young teenager. I use the same knot to tie my lures on with, and I've got some lures here that we're going to tie on. I got big stuff here so you guys can see the knots. But I can honestly tell you that in 50 years of fishing, I only used 2 knots. Period. You don't need a Harvard education in how to tie knots to go fishing in the great state of Maine. So anyways, I'm going to have some coffee. I'm going to pull that camera in and we're going to go through the 2 knots that I use for lake trout fishing, ocean fishing, salmon fishing, all of them. They don't fail. They're easy to do. And boy, oh boy, you know, I just don't know what else to say on that other than keep it simple, stupid. And let's keep it simple, stupid right here with a couple of knots. Alrighty, so let's get this show on the road. Let's uncomplicate this for anybody that's thinking about getting into fishing. These are great big mustard hooks. They're 8/0. That's for ocean fishing. This right here is just something I picked up just because it was enormous. This is for ocean fishing. But these big holes will help me in showing these knots. Now let's keep it simple. Keep it as simple as possible. There's only 2 knots that you're going to need to know. And I'm sure that they have a fancy name. I was not taught a fancy name when I was taught this. It's just a fishing knot. Fisherman's knot is what anybody in the family would call it. Say you got a lure that you want to tie on. Well, I don't care about the lure as much as I'm after that hole right there, so that you can see that hole. Let me make sure. All I want to know is that you can see that hole. Fisherman's knot to me. You put your line through the hole, just like that. You can pull this out as much as you want. We're going to call this the tag end. Fisherman's knot is nothing more complicated than 1, 2, 3. You see that? Went around it 3 times. Now you see back here, I got a hole. You come back here, you put that tag through that hole and hold on to it. You can pull it out as much as you want. What you're going to do now is you're going to work that down. See how that got worked down? Now that's tied on. Now with some clippers, you come in with some fingernail clippers. Not your teeth. Fingernail clippers, not a knife, because you don't want to nick anything to do with this knot or you're going to lose your fish. So come in with some, I carry a big set of fingernail clippers in my tackle box. You come in here and you clip that tag off there and you're in business. You're tied on. You're ready to go down the bottom and start fishing for whatever. And then if you want to take it apart, you just come up with your fingernails and work it backwards. Sometimes you can get it, sometimes you can't. You're going to work it backwards, pull the tag back out, unravel it, and you're good to go. Now we'll do it. Now we'll do it with a swivel. I always fish with a swivel. This is a big swivel, but again, it's for today. This ocean swivel. There's a really easy way for swivels. And I like, for swivels, this knot better. You're going to come back here. See, I'm making a loop. See, I made a loop. Again, there's no real size limit on how big you can make that loop. But all I've done is I've got some lines sticking out there. I've come back here. I pinched the 2 lines together. And now I'm going to wrap it around my finger here. See, I wrapped it around my finger. Then I'm going to take this end here and shove it up this hole where my finger was. And you can do it twice. Once it goes around, it'll stay there. But you can do it twice. I like to do it twice. But you don't want to, at this point, pull it up tight. If you pull it up tight right now, you will burn the monofilament from heat. So what you want to do is take that, put it in your lips, good wet lips, and get some saliva on there. Make it wet. Make it wet before you pull it tight. Use your tongue, whatever. You want it wet. Now you're going to pull it up tight. And see what it's created. You want to take your thumb, hold it tight. This big line is just tougher to work, but I'm sure it's easier for you to see. See that? I created a loop. Now I'm going to come in here, and I don't have any clippers up here, but this is that tag end. So now you're going to come, and you're going to clip that tag end off. I might not have clippers, but I got scissors. Alright, you see that? We created a loop. Here's your swivel. When you got this loop, you take this loop and you put it through the end of the swivel. See that? Actually, this would be your leader, because you need for this knot you need to have your leader. Look at that. Now you pull that up tight. Now it's on there twice. It's, you know, it creates a really good grab on that swivel. And then you can put your lure on there. I see on all of my lines, I run very well. I won't say on all. I run, if you've followed any of these videos, I run that 1.25 ounce or 1.5 ounce lead weight, you know, for a keel weight. So I run out 6 feet of this line. I run out 6 feet of this line so that I can hook it to my, and I do the same thing up there. You do the same double knot. I don't know, I couldn't even tell you what they call this thing. It's just something that we've been doing. I've been doing since grasshoppers started growing around my feet, I guess. But this is the end, at the end of my 6-foot leader, which would go back up and hook onto. Yeah. This will go back up and hook on, say this is my other swivel up there. It'll go back on and hook on up there to my other swivel. See that? Now I'm hooked to my lure. I'm hooked to my other swivel that's on my rudder, my lead weight rudder. Or you can hook it right directly to your line. Say a lot of my poles don't have monofilament on them all the way to the end. They might have it's a backer filler line. It could even be, I like to say 20-pound test all the way to the back. This particular line here is going to go on a reel, so this is 50-pound test, and then I can come off this 50-pound test line with some 20-pound or some 10-pound for a leader, and then I'm only running a few feet of 20-pound test for my leader. I do that a lot with my poles because this line can take a lot more abuse, all the way down the rod. This can rub up against rocks. This can just plain take, especially trolling. This stuff can take a lot more abuse, 50-pound test than 20-pound test. But that's one of the knots right there that I use a lot. So we'll pull this off now. All right. So here's the knot that I showed you a minute ago, hooking onto that swivel. Here's the first knot that we did in the big white rope. I'm going to tie this onto the swivel now. Push it through the hole. And with 20-pound tests, 10-pound tests, this is a lot easier to do. Push it through the hole. You can turn it. You got to hold it with 2 fingers. Reach in there, get the tag in. See, there's the tag in. Now we're going to come back up and stick it through that hole. Big coarse line. You got to get it a minimum of 3 times. Minimum. Otherwise than that, it won't hold very good. You're going to wrap it around. See that? We're wrapping it around. and see the hole that's left. We're wrapped around 3 times to see the hole that's left. Come back up. Make sure nothing turns, comes apart. Put it back through that hole. Another variation of this lure is, see how we created a figure 8? Hope you can see that. We'll find out, I guess. I came through the bottom hole, but look here, it created another hole. The variation of that same knot is to come back through that other hole and then pull things up tight. Might be kind of difficult with this line. But if you're not tying these kind of knots, then you're going to be losing more fish than you catch. Big line, I'm just trying to pull it up tight. There we go. That right there will not come untied. Then you come in here, snip off the tag. Doesn't have to be real close, but it does need to be snipped off. And that's a leader. When I make my sliding hook rigs, which I've done a video, go into the playlist that I have for fishing. I have 3 of them, 3 playlists for fishing. I'll make sure to put them in this video, but that's the knot that I tie for my sliding hook rig, because then I can hook right onto my swivel. On the end of my line that comes out of the reel is a swivel, and it's usually a big one like this, because that's 6 feet away from my lure plus. And what I want is, I don't want my swivel, and when I'm reeling in, I don't want my swivel to get into the first eyelet on my fish pole. You know, you're playing around with your fish and he's out there fighting and you're looking at him, so you reel, and he's still 6 feet away from the boat, but I don't want my swivel up here to get down in the first eye, because then it fetches up and I can't use my drag on the reel. But that's it. And like I said, this knot works great on anything. If you're bottom fishing, say for a cusk, anything like that with a dead bait, here's that loop knot that I showed you. You got a big hook for cusk fishing, because you're fishing for a big cusk. Stick it through the loophole, come around the hook, and look at that. Then you just got to pull everything down tight. That'll go through the hole, pull this up tight. Look at that. And you can, and with a smaller line, it'll work on your smaller hooks for bottom fishing or anything. But that's a good knot for hooking on a lure, hooking on whatever. And there's only 2 of them. That's why I said, keep it simple, stupid. Well, with fishing upon us, I thought that'd be a good video to share with you guys. I hope you're having a great week. Thank you very much for participating in the channel, watching the videos. I know you guys have busy lives also, so I do appreciate it when you stop by. Have a coffee, and I'll see you next week.